Okay. Submitting. I'm just starting the recording. So the other thing that you need to know about this virtual meeting room, this is your school board room now. You know, because of this COVID-19 thing, meetings are going virtual. So what we've done, this space belongs to School of Computing. Yeah. So anytime you have meetings, you can carry out the meetings from this virtual meeting room. So it is now the space that we have set up specifically for School of Computing. If there are documents that you want to share for the school, the department, you can also be able to attach the documents here. So this is the space for the HODs and the dean to be able to circulate documents, to be able to have the virtual meetings, all that you need to do, make announcements. So this is literally your digital office, Dr. Makoyo, and your HOD. So utilize this space to the benefit of the school. So let me start by giving an overview of the first section of the presentation. So in the overview, I just want to give you a sense of what the pedagogy experts have covered in their recording. But of course, more of it, you're going to listen to the presentation. This is very important because it forms the foundation for our content development. We have an approach that we have designed, and it's very purposive because we want our courses to be of good quality. We are not going to be like other universities that are just merely attaching PDFs. That is not the direction we are going. That is not e-learning. E-learning must be interactive. Yeah, so yeah, I'm actually making the presentation. I hope all of us are able to hear me clearly. If you're not able to hear me clearly, you can just make a note on the chat. I hope you are all able to hear clearly the presentation. So, so the direction we are taking as the e-campus is we want to create courses that are interactive, courses that portray the proper and the true picture of quality e-learning. So the pedagogy experts have come up with a concept, what they're calling constructive alignment. So what is constructive alignment? Constructive alignment is a process where you're developing your learning materials that have a harmony in terms of the learning outcomes, the learning activities, and the assessment. So the way we are going to structure our content is we're going to divide our content into topics, just the way we usually do it in class. And for each topic that you're going to develop, you need to state the learning outcomes of that topic. By the end of this topic, what will the learner be able to do? For the learning outcomes that you're going to state for your topic, you need to link them to the learning activities. You need to define some learning activities for the students. For example, if I am teaching a topic on web development, so I'm teaching the students HTML. So the learning outcome for my topic, maybe the first topic is, by the end of this lesson, the learner will be able to, right, maybe write HTML code, right? So that is the learning outcome, a certain component of the HTML code. So in the learning activities, what am I going to give to the learners to satisfy that learning outcome? I can give them a small task to write code for a web page. That is a learning activity. I now need to link my learning activity to assessment. I need to assess the learner. How will I assess the learner? I will assess the learner. Maybe I can have the learner present or maybe submit the code. I will look through the code and I will grade the learner. And the assessment helps us to satisfy that the learning outcome has been attained. So this is what we mean when we say constructive alignment. Our courses are of good quality if we can see the clear link between the learning outcomes, the learning activities, the assessment, and then the assessment helps us to validate that the learning outcomes have been satisfied. Then and only then can we say that learning has taken place. So as we are developing our online courses, this link between learning outcomes, learning activities, and assessment of our topics should come out very clear. And that is the way, and that is how our course development framework has been structured. So I know Eda and Eva have been uploading your courses on your dashboard. So by now, having watched yesterday's video, I know we all know what the dashboard means. The terms on the learning management system were demystified in the video I shared yesterday. So by now, you should be knowing where your dashboard is. So the dashboard on the system is the place where you will be accessing your courses from. Okay, so all your courses that you are developing should be on your dashboard by now. So when you open, I'm going to open one of the courses so that we may be able to see this concept of constructive alignment in our courses. And in the template that we have developed or set up on your courses. So let me go to the Department of IT and pick one of the courses. Just a minute, I want to share the screen of one of the courses. Okay, so this is one of the courses, CIT 114. So you realize for all the courses that we have enrolled you on the learning management system, we have put a topic template for each of the topics that you will be developing. We have put a standard template. In the template, you'll be expected to put an introduction to the topic. Of course, you'll start with the topic title, an introduction to the topic. You state the learning outcomes of that topic. Tell us the learning activities that you're giving to the students for that topic. And then tell us the assignments, okay? How you're going to assess the learners. So the principle of constructive alignment has been put in place when you look at the way our courses or our course templates on the course have been put up. So what is expected of you as you're developing the online course? You are expected now to begin to fill in this information for each of the courses you're developing. For the benefit of those who will be teaching at the eCampus for the first time, I will take you through the process of how to edit this information on your course. For all of you, we have given you teacher rights on your courses. So the learning management system has multiple roles. The first role is what you call the teacher role. So the editing teacher role. So as a teacher, you're able to edit the content on your course, and that is the role we have given to you. The other role that you can have is the student role. So when we will enroll students on your course, we are going to give them the student role. We have the manager role. This one mostly it's the coordinators. We give the manager role so that they can be able to access any course on the platform. And then, of course, we have the site administrators who are the technical team at the eCampus. So for you, as you're facilitating your course, we have given you the teacher role or the editing teacher role. So having the editing teacher role means you can be able to edit the content on your course. So this is what you do when you want to start editing the content on your course. First of all, you need to open the course, as I have opened this course, CIT 411. On the top right corner, I hope you all see where my cursor is. There is a settings icon for the course. So the setting icon for the course has the items, the menu items that allow you to be able to edit the course. The first one is edit settings. So the edit settings allows you to edit the settings of your course. And I will take us through the settings that you can edit. You may find that maybe the course has been given a wrong course code or title, or the title has been wrongly spelled, or maybe it is wrongly put. So you can be able to edit the course name, the course code. The third one, which is category, is just a way how we've organized the courses on the site. So for School of Computing, we have created a section called School of Computing. We have created a section for Department of IT and Department of Computer Science. Then we have created a section called Undergraduate Courses, where we've put all the undergraduate courses for School of IT. So this is just telling you where the course is located on the system. And then there's the course visibility. We have set the visibility to show. Sometimes when the end of the semester when it is the end of the semester and students have already done the exam, we usually set the courses to hidden, okay? So when we set the course visibility to hidden, the students will not be able to access the course on their dashboard. But if we set it to show, the students will be able to access the course on the dashboard. So when you will be teaching the course, you might have developed a course and the students are calling you and telling you, Mwalimu, I'm going online on my site, I'm logging in, and I cannot be able to see the course on my dashboard. Most likely, the course visibility has been set to hidden. So all you need to do is come to the course setting and set it to show so that it is visible. Another and the most important setting that we have is the set of the course start date and course end date. So this we are going, when we will be launching the courses in September, please ensure that you set your start date of the course to the beginning of the semester and the end date of the course to the end of the semester. Okay? This is very important because it will help the site in terms of organizing the course on your dashboard. Remember, on your dashboard, the courses are organized in 3 ways. The course can be either in progress, a course can be in the future, or a course can be in the past. Okay? So what you do when you begin in the beginning of the semester, please set the start date and end date so that when the end of the semester or the end date of the semester arrives, the system will automatically categorize that course on the dashboard as past. We do not delete courses on the LMS. We only archive them. So when the courses are put in the past, it means it has been archived. You can always make reference to it. What is the value of this? This missing marks problem, or student who comes to you and tells you, I did the course, and when you go online onto the course, you realize they did not even attempt the assignments, they never logged in. So we don't delete data, we keep it because it will help us when we are tracking student results and marks and also handling student issues. You can put a description of the course here, just an overview of what the course entails. The other and most important feature that I want to highlight in terms of the settings of the course is in terms of groups. At the eCampus, we've been offering the course PHT 112, and the PHT 112 course usually has large number of students, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000. So what we do on the site, we allow for group mode on courses. What does group mode do? What group mode allows us to do is when students, that large number of students are enrolled into the course, we are able to create groups of students. So the students will be accessing the same content, but they will be segmented into smaller groups within the course. So that when the student logs in, they are only able to see, when the students log into the course, they are only able to interact with a small group of students who are in their group, maybe 200. We usually group them into groups of 200 and 300 in most cases. So when you do group them in that way, when the student logs in into the course, they will not be able to see the other 6,000 students. They will only be able to interact with the students who are within their group of 200 or 300. This is very important also in terms of managing large classes. I know a School of Computing, that you teach common courses across the university, I know you have quite a number of students that you handle. And sometimes you may want to give a specific assignment to a certain group of students and a different assignment to another group of students, but they are all on the same course. You can do this. So when you allow group mode into the course, and I'm going to demonstrate it more as we will be showing you how participants are separated. So as we show you how the group, as I'll be showing you more of how the group work works, you may have an assignment, right? And you want to be able to manage the assignment for separate groups. Let's say for for example, UCI 101, you may create a group for School of Education, a group for School of Business, a group. So within the same course, they're accessing the same content, but you have segmented them into groups by school. So you may have a different assignment for people of School of Education, a different assignment for people of School of Business, a different assignment for School of Art, Environmental and Art Science. So this group mode enables you to be able even to give a different set of activities to different groups of learners within the same course. So it is good that we set the group mode, we enable the group mode so that we can be able to have greater learner management on the site. With the group mode, you can also be able to isolate results for a given student when you're downloading the gradebook. With the group mode, you're also able to have the students discuss within their own group. So they are accessing the same content, but when it comes to the activities, the discussions, the assignments, you are able to manage the students in that particular group or in that particular cohort. So for the large classes, UCI 101, UCI 102, 3, those big classes, let's enable separate group mode, and then let us force group mode, which means a student must be part of a group for them to be able to participate in a class activity. So once you have once you have put the preferred course settings, you can click Save and Display. So that is the first step in terms of your setting up the course setting. The next step is in terms of editing now the content on your course. To do this, you click Turn Editing On. So in this setting allows the course to enter into editing mode. So when the course is in editing mode, you will realize the editing icons are going to be appearing all over the course. This is an indication that the course now is ready for you to start editing. The way we have structured our course is that the top section or the first section of the course is for course information. I can see Dr. Okeda has already begun editing the course. So you can see in the first section, you need to put the course details, which is the course code and the course title. And of course, you need to put the lecturer details. Please, Dr. Okeda, add also your email there. The next section, this part, is for course information. So the course information section, only for that, is where you put up the course information. This information can be found from the course outline. So for you to edit the course information, come to the right side, the editing link will be there. Click on it and click Edit Settings. So from here, you're able to edit this information about your course. So give the learner detailed description of how the assignments and projects will be done, assessment methods, right? So here you can indicate that you will grade the discussions, you will give them a project to undertake, you will give them, so define to the learners how the assessments are going to be done. Put a course schedule. Here in the course schedule, just create a table. Maybe say week 1, we will be doing topic 1, which is this. Week 2, what will we be doing? Week 3, week 4, week 5, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can add a table here. Put the number of rows and columns, and then you can, so put your weekly schedule here. So here we indicate week 1, what will you be doing, right? Week 2, week 3, all the way to the last week of the teaching, which should be the 9th teaching week. If there's going to be assignment, if there's going to be certain group work, so put up your schedule, your course schedule here in form of a table, right? You can put the student support information here. So here, put the contact of the learner support assistant. These are the people who will be supporting the learner. In your case, it is Eda and Nekesa. So they are the student support from your school. If you're going to be having other student support individuals who will be supporting the student, put the contact information for those student support here. For academic support, here put of course, the contact of the facilitator. In this case, it will be Dr. Okeda. Also put the contact of the HOD, because the HOD also gives academic support. So that when the students are learning that course, if they have a question to the HOD, they will know who the HOD is and the contact information. This particular information needed to come up. Yeah, so we will move this up. Sorry, so this is how you just, if there's going to be a special way of students submitting the assignment, describe it here. For example, for those who are teaching computer science, you need to tell the students if there's a project, if it is a project that you have given them, how are they going to submit? Is there going to be presentations? Are the presentations going to be virtual? So how are they going to submit assignments and project work that you have given them? So give a detailed explanation or description to the students there. Technical support, you can put my contact here because I'm the technical support in charge of School of Computing at the eCampus. And in case we will be having other technical support members who are supporting the school, we can put the information here. So generally here, we want to give the student all the information they need to know with regard to academic support, with regard to technical support, learner support, as well as the schedule of how the course is going to run, and as well as the assignments, how the assignments are going to run. So once you've edited this information, Dr. Ogeda, now that we are on your course, scroll down and click Save and Return to Course. So once you're done editing the course information, I can delete the extra announcements forums. You had quite a number of announcement forums. The next task is now to come to your topics, okay? So now you need to start editing the information for the topics. So how do you go about it? Step number one, for each topic, you need to edit the topic title. So I'm assuming the first topic is introduction to, you will edit that. So put the topic title for topic 1. After you put the topic title, come now to this section where you're now putting the topic information. Remember our presentation on constructive alignment? You need to put in the introduction, learning outcomes, learning activities, and assessment for how the topic will be assessed. We are using a model of assessment called formative assessment. Formative assessment is an approach whereby you assess learners step by step. For each topic, you give some form of assessment to the learners. So if you want to edit this section, come and click Edit, then Edit Settings. Edit the information, start with the topic title. So my topic is Introduction to, let's say Keda will fill that in, give a description. So in this topic, we will cover, and then the language we use is what we call personalized learning. Personalized learning is that you make the instructions personal. So we will, you will, okay? So maybe you can say in this topic, you will be introduced to, right? So what are you going to introduce? What is the scope of the topic? Just a single paragraph, so that when the student looks at the paragraph, it is like an abstract of what the topic entails. Then you come here and say, upon completion of this topic, you will be able to explain what, describe, right? So use the Bloom's taxonomy verbs here. You'll be able to, so state the learning outcomes for this topic using the Bloom's taxonomy verbs to guide you. Here, now in the learning activities, describe the learning activities. So activity 1, maybe you will have read, we'll give them a reading activity. Activity 2, right? You will maybe give them a discussion topic to discuss in the forum. So you'll need them to participate in a discussion. Activity 3, maybe you will need them to submit a certain answer. So here, describe the learning activities. When you'll be listening to the video on constructive alignment, Mr. Mogaka has explained different types of learning activities that you can use or you can implement when you are developing an online course. Okay, so you can explore based on the course that you're teaching, which are the best and most appropriate learning activities that can fit into my course. When you Google online, there are quite a number of them that have been provided. Here in the assignments, here, tell us how you're going to assess the students. Maybe you're going to grade the discussion, right? I'm going to show you how you can enable grading for discussion. Maybe you're going to grade the student submission. The documents that the students are going to submit that you grade. So after you have put in all these instructions for the topic, scroll down and click Save and Return to Course. You can see, so edit this information for each of the topics. Okay. So once you've edited this information for each of your topics, the next activity is to attach the notes. So for you to be able to attach the notes, you will attach them under Add a Resource, then select the option for File, or for example, if your topic has several documents to attach, you can attach using Folder. So at this point now, you're attaching the topic notes. So this is topic 1 note. So let me say resources. Then you can click on this link to begin to attach. Select all files, choose, then attach the documents. Okay, so let me attach my first one. The beauty of this, you can attach your documents in a variety of formats. So you can attach PowerPoints, PDF, Word documents, images. So you can attach as a variety of documents. So in this case, I've attached a PDF, I've attached a PowerPoint. So when you're using the folder option, you can attach several resources to the students. Okay. So once you've attached the notes to the student, always come back to Save and Return to Course. So if you come to your topic 1, okay, yeah, I attached it here. So here are the resources that have been attached to the students. They're even able to download all the resources or the entire folder. Okay. So once you've edited your course, we've edited the topic 1 information, we have attached the notes to the students. Sometimes you may need to attach maybe a video to the students. To do that, you use the option of URL. A video, a link that you want to provide to the learners, you can use the option of URL. So I'm just picking a URL to a link to a video. Once you've copied the URL, and this is the best approach by the way to use whenever you're adding links, don't copy raw links onto the course and put it into the URL tool. So video on. So put the title of the link, paste the link here, and then click Save and Return to Course. So if you have links that you want to share to the students, use this URL tool to be able to add links to your topics. So I will be sharing videos on how to use several of these resources that are available for us on the site. So once you have attached resources, the next activity that you need to do is add an activity to your course. So what is an activity? So activities are tools that allow you to be able to interact with the students. What do I mean when I say tools that allow you to interact with the students? For example, in this topic, you may have given them a discussion activity where you want them to discuss a certain concept relating to this topic. So you need a tool for them to be able to use when it comes to discussion. So when you come to activity, you'll find that there's a tool called Forum that allows you to be able to have the students participate in a discussion. You may have given them an activity where you want them to submit a document. You have given them maybe some takeaway assignment, and you want them to write a report and be able to submit either individually or as a group. So there's a tool called assignments, the assignment tool that allows you to be able to do that. Sometimes at the end of the course, the end of the topic, you may want to give them a quiz. So you have some quiz that you want them to attempt. There's a tool called quiz that allows you to do that. Sometimes you may want to get or gather feedback from the students, right? So you want to do a small poll to be able to get the students' perspective about something. You have a tool called questionnaire tool that allows you to do that. You may want to have a chat, may want to have a session, a live class with the students. So in the learning activities, maybe you've indicated that we are going to have a live class or a synchronous session with the students, and you have indicated the time and the date. For you to be able to have that, there's a tool called Big Blue Button. What we are using right now is what's called the Big Blue Button. So you can add the Big Blue Button activity in that topic. So activities are tools that allow you to be able to execute interactive learning. So whenever you describe a learning activity, if it is a discussion, if it is a live class, if it is a quiz, if it is an assignment, there should always be a corresponding tool to be able to use for that purpose. Now, what I'm going to do in our Dean School of Computing space, I'm going to do short videos on how to work with each of these tools, or one of the most common tools we will be using, which is quiz, forum, assignment, and the Big Blue Button, because the Big Blue Button is for the live classes or the live classes. We are also going to be adding Zoom. So we will have two options for the live class. So you can set up a Zoom class inside your course at the specific topic where you'll be meeting the students, and then you schedule the time when the Zoom meeting is going to happen in the settings of the Zoom. So I'm going to do short videos and attach them on our School of Computing space on how to set up the Zoom meeting, how to set up the Big Blue Button meeting within your course, how to put up the assignment in cases where you have students needing to submit work to you, either as a group or individually. I'm going to show you how to set up the assignment. I'm going to show you how to set up the quiz. And I'm also going to show you how to set up the forum, the discussion forum. So I'm going to post those videos by Monday on our School of Computing Dean meeting room so that you can be able to watch them, and then you are able to set them up within your courses. So once you're done editing your course and you have attached the notes and the links to the students, you need to come back to the course settings and click Turn Editing Off. So that is what is expected of you as you're building your course, right? Topic by topic, from the first topic all the way to the last topic. At that particular point, I will allow us to, I'll open the floor so that we can start asking questions. And at this point, I will ask George Omono to help me with the moderation for the questions, the question and answer session.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, please, Maureen. Just ask the question.
When you are attaching the notes, let's say you have topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. Am I allowed to do like PDF for topic 1, and then Word document for topic 2, then maybe PowerPoint topic 3, or they have to be uniform?
Okay, Maureen, thank you for your question. Yes, you can attach any format. You can attach a Word document, PowerPoint. So, but we prefer that you, for the Word, don't attach Word documents. Please do PDF them, so that it's easier for the students to be able to access the PDFs rather than Word. So you may have used the Word version, and it may bring issues to the students. So for the PowerPoints, for the Word documents, you can attach any form of any format, a document of any format. But what we insist on, let there be uniformity. So I'm going to share templates for us, which we are going to use so that our documents are uniform. But in terms of the attachments, they can be of any format. It can be a Word document, it can be a PDF, it can be a PowerPoint, it can be an image. So the site allows you to attach documents of a variety of formats, so it doesn't limit. But my ask is let our notes be very well structured in terms of order. So I'm going to share the PowerPoint and Word template for the notes that we've developed.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Now, I have a query.
Yes, Daktari.
Yes, for example, if I have, you see, like now, we have not shared our webcam so that we see each other pictorially.
Yes.
And I think that has got some effects on the bandwidth. Now, when I have students, they will. I think it will be much better. Some cases when they are seeing me and I'm seeing them. Will your infrastructure support that? Maybe, for example, have 50 students or so.
Yeah, so we are working on that with the hosting company to increase the capability, our hosting package, because of the traffic that we anticipate, and also because we'll be having quite a number of live classes, a lot of interaction that is taking place, a lot of data. So we are working on that to increase our space, to increase the RAM, so that we can have a better concurrency. And of course, yes, we're also expanding the capability so that we add both Zoom and Big Blue Button, so that even when you have live classes, the students can be able to share their webcam and be able to see them. So we are working on that. Michael Opio is really following up so that we can, by September, we will be able to sustain the traffic and the load.
Okay.
Yes. Any more questions before I go to the third part of the presentation? Okay, so in our third part of our presentation, I want us to tackle a very important topic, which is plagiarism. Plagiarism and the kind of materials that we will be posting on our courses. I know that we already, in the face-to-face classes, you can run away with some things. If you go online, download a document, photocopy, print it, and give it to the class, you can get away with it, right? Because it is not on the digital space. The digital space is very unforgiving. Notice that we are going to be attaching notes on our courses. And these notes, as you've seen, we have attached this folder and we've put our notes. And the students are going to be downloading these notes. And you never know how far your notes will reach. When I say how far, I mean I'm a Maseno University student, because your course is going to be having like 1,000 students, 2,000 students. They're all going to download this. And some of them will be studying offline. And some of them have friends from other institutions, so they'll be sharing these particular resources to those students from other institutions. That resource may find its way in the hands of, because we all know the way digital resources move very quickly. This WhatsApp and these networks, right? So they may find their hands maybe in the hands, or they may find themselves in the hands of somebody who was the original creator of those notes. So you went to a website somewhere, you went online, you just Googled something, you found that it is relevant, you put it up as part of your course resources, and then it becomes viral. Then the students or the person who gets that resource, and maybe remember we are going to put our materials on our template, our Maseno University template. So our courses will have the logo of Maseno University. But the content of that resource is a resource that you downloaded, you copied and pasted from some website, and then you just pasted it on your notes and you began to share. It might have litigation issues if we don't take care of to ensure that this material I'm sharing allows for sharing. So what we are doing some sensitization among the lecturers to act so that they know and they're aware of the kind of materials and they are sensitive to the resources that they are sharing. They should be resources that support what we call open access. Open access resources, or what we call OERs, open educational resources, are resources that allow you to be able to use and reuse and share either freely or commercially, depending on the license. So let me do a short demonstration of how you're going to be carrying out your search and then using the resources that allow or have the appropriate license, okay, for sharing or for reuse purposes. So when you go to Google, let me just stop sharing screen and then we move to Google. Let me just go to the Google browser. Sorry, let me load Google on my browser. I'm sorry for that. So when you are on Google and you want to search for materials to support your course, use the option called Advanced Search. Why are we using the option called Advanced Search? Advanced Search allows you to filter resources by license or by usage rights. So when you're on the Advanced Search page, scroll down and come to this place which is written Usage Rights. You need to filter, you can filter the resources that Google will give you by the following. So you can say, I need resources that are free to use or share. That is recommended. You can filter by resources which are free to use or share, even commercially. Okay? You can filter by resources which are free to use, share, or modify. You may find a good PowerPoint presentation, but you may want to modify it a bit to fit into the learning outcomes of your topic. So make sure that that PowerPoint allows you to be able to use, share, and also modify. Then there's the option free to use, share, or modify, even commercially. For us, I want us to use the one which is a free to use, share, or modify. So make sure you select that option. Then now you can start searching. If I'm searching for a material on distributed systems, I must ensure that the usage rights that I tell Google only isolate for me materials that are free to use, share, or modify. Right? So now what Google will do, all the resources that now you will be searching will adhere to the right license, which is free to use, share, or modify. Please, please, please. Remember the course bears your name, but it also bears the name of the institution. So whatever materials that you put online, make sure they adhere to the right usage rights. Don't just copy and paste anything from the net and put it as part of your course. Make sure that you're sure of the usage rights. And the best way to be sure that the materials I'm going to be sharing, the images I'm going to be sharing on my course, the PowerPoints I'm going to be sharing on my course adhere to the right usage license is by using the advanced search option and filtering by the right usage rights, which is free to use, share, or modify. There are discussions that are ongoing about our learning materials that we are going to be uploading on the learning management system. Director was telling us that they are recommending that we are going to use the license, the OER license, which is open access, free to use and share. So there is, because ideally students will be downloading our notes, sharing, and even they could find themselves in the hands of students from other universities. We cannot stop that. It is a reality because of the internet, right? So what we are going to do is this, that what the institution is going to do is going to license all materials developed on the learning management system to be free to be for sharing and distribution. Okay, so we can be, but not commercially, right? So you find any lecturer who is selling Maseno or any other person who's selling Maseno University branded resources that he or she has gotten from the learning management system of the LMS, then that will be wrong. So mostly our resources are going to be licensed and are free to use and share and repurpose. That one I'll get to know from the director, but not commercially. So James Chamwama is asking, shall eCampus be facilitating acquisition of permissions beyond OER? When it comes to open educational resources, and that's why I'm telling, you can use any resource which is open, but you must ensure that the license that that particular resource has allows for reuse. So you don't need to come back to the eCampus and tell us, okay, I need rights to be able to use this resource. So as long as the resource online has been tagged as free to use and even modify, then you can be able to use it. You don't need, so you just need to check that the license is right on the resource. So Dr. Muhammed, go ahead and ask the question.
I'm just wondering, when you say we must use something that is open and free for use, are you not limiting us? And then you create a material, let's say, for example, a lab procedure, there's an IP to it. So who owns the IP? Is it eCampus? Is it university? Is it myself? Or is it just going to the open source there?
Okay, that's a nice question. I will answer part B. All the materials we are developing right now, they are the property of the institution. By virtue that they reside in the systems of the institution, they become the property of the institution. And the institution now will take care of how the licensing of the materials. So that becomes the property of the institution. And Dr. Ayere will guide us, because I know the discussions are ongoing. The discussions were even taking place during the dean's meetings. They're discussing about ownership rights, about the licenses that will be applied to the materials that we are developing. What I'm alluding to, I know we are going to be reusing materials, existing materials that have been developed by other people. We're going to be integrating them onto our courses. My ask is that we ensure that the resource that if you take a PowerPoint online and put it onto your course to support a topic or to support the topic you're developing, make sure that you are sure of the licenses that govern that resource you're sharing or using. If it is an image, so anything that you put as part of your course that you have not developed, you have repurposed or reused from another source, make sure that you are sure of the licenses that govern that resource. So James is saying, reason is for some of our courses, we must use resources from partners such as Cisco Network Academy. And that is my ask of you as a school. And I think this also came up with some schools that are using resources. So do we have the rights? Like I know School of Business, we are running some courses from CASNEB and all that. So they were saying, we want to put these courses online. So we were asking them, have you got the permission from CASNEB to be able to offer their courses? We are a partner to CASNEB, but do we have the permission to be able to now run CASNEB courses online? We need to get permission. So my ask of James and team Titus, can you ask Cisco to give us permission to be able to run their courses through e-learning? So if we have the written permission from them, then we can now be able to share their materials on our online platform. The thing is this, let every resource we use, we must have the requisite permission if it is not free to use. If you go to websites such as UNESCO, they are giving free materials. You can download and use it for teaching. But for Cisco, are they allowing us to freely use their resources, or do we need some permission from them? So those are some of the questions that you need to discuss as a department. So before a lecturer just takes a resource from Cisco and puts it in their course, as an institution, let us have the written permission. If we already have an agreement with them, can we now modify that agreement to allow us to use their resources?
Barbara, just another thing.
Yes.
When we're embedding a link to a book, like for example, Data Communication by William Starling,
Yes.
What does that mean? Does it mean the university has acquired the soft copy license for usage of that material, or does it mean, again, I have to take care and try and look for, because most of those books are commercial anyway. I think you're boxing us into a small space, and the university needs to come out very clearly that, yeah, for materials that are going to act as key references, we are going to acquire that. Because, you know, the way you're putting it, it's like we are going out there getting anything open source, and we are going to be limited. It's obvious.
That's a good discussion. And I want to share that at the eCampus, we have an e-librarian. She's called Rosemary Obat. And Rosemary has been building the databases, electronic databases, for which Maseno subscribes. So, and then she's also been building the database of open educational resources. So I wish to ask the lecturers from your school to visit the e-library. And also we have a forum where you can interact with Rosemary. So if it is a book, an ebook, and I've seen she's doing this a lot with the lecturers from public health, you find that their website, there are some databases that Maseno subscribes to. You can actually literally get ebooks like what you're saying. So if you can be able to find it from that electronic database, just tell her to give you the link and put that link on your course, on your topic. And the students will be able to click it and download it directly from the database, okay? So I may not be able to be very authoritative in terms of this subject, but I wish that we take this discussion to the next level. If you're going to be using a resource and you're not very sure that it has the right license, usage right license, please just interact with a librarian, Rosemary, and she'll be able to guide you and help you identify the right license for that, identify the license to that resource. If the ebook you seek is already within our electronic databases and our ebooks, and she can be able to guide you sufficiently. What I'm saying is this: do not get yourself in trouble. Come to the eCampus and interact with our librarian, and she will be able to sufficiently guide you. We are also, she also continuously updates the electronic databases and the open access, educational access databases for the eCampus as well as the university. So just don't take something and use it if you're not sure. Be properly guided, and we have put the proper measures for you to do that. Come to the eCampus and interact with our librarian. She'll be able to guide you appropriately. James is asking, that calls for involvement of the legal department. So we have formal agreements between the university and the partner, as opposed to an individual doing so on behalf of the university. Yes, you're right, Chamwama. We need to use the proper channels. Okay. Now, because we are going online, let us be extra careful of the digital footprints we are creating. Mr. Alwala is saying we already have partnership agreement with Cisco to use the learning materials and others. So thank you for that confirmation. Okay. So maybe you will tell us the scope of usage. If they allow us to use it for e-learning, then we are good to go. Okay, so any more questions?
Hello, Barbara.
Yes, Eda.
I've got a question concerning these open educational resources.
Yes.
Is it just a matter of the lecturers downloading these resources and uploading in the LMS, or are they supposed also to know whether these online resources have passed quality assurance tests? And how can they know that these resources have undergone quality assurance tests?
Okay, by virtue that they teach the course and they are what we call subject matter experts. Like I know each one of you is an expert in your own area which you're teaching. They are able to vet a resource to know that it is of good quality. So on quality matters, this is now the judgment of the lecturer who's developing the content, because they are the experts. So when they come across a resource, before they use it, first of all, there are a few checks you need to look at. Number one, is it relevant to the topic? Okay, just don't pick anything and put it there. You need to check, okay, according to my learning outcomes, remember our constructive alignment? According to my learning outcomes, if I look at the scope of coverage of this particular resource, is it relevant? Number one. Number two, is it of good quality? Quality, you know, quality has many aspects to it. Quality could be in terms of the scope of coverage, in terms of the mode of presentation, yeah, in terms of the detail that the resource has. So is it sufficient in terms of quality when I look at those aspects? So being the expert, the lecturer is the expert, be able to make proper judgment before using a resource into their course. So Mr. Lara is saying what Chamwama says is important. I'm not too sure to what extent we are legally safe when we share the Cisco materials. So maybe you may need to establish that, Chamwama, and before we start using those materials for e-learning, because now the students will be able to download it. You know, our platform will have so many students, and the students will be able to download those resources, share, and all that. So we need to be very sure that we are within the scope, right, in terms of the usage of the Cisco materials as part of our course resources. Thank you. Thank you, Edda, for that question. Any more questions? We are at about our time is almost up. Any more questions? Okay, so maybe I can. Okay, yes, Lilian, go ahead, Wanzare. You have a question, Lilian? Okay, so maybe I can speak of our next workshop, which is on Monday. Because the pedagogy experts have given us the recording of their session, I'm going to share it in our space, in our School of Computing virtual space. So you can take time to listen through to their presentation. And if you have any questions to the pedagogy experts, they provided their number, Professor Indoshi, Dr. or Mr. What is his name? I've forgotten them, but they have given their contact information. So as you will be developing your course and you are having questions on pedagogy, how to state your learning outcomes, how to align the learning outcomes to activities and the assessment, you're thinking of how can I be able to get good learning activities for my course, they will be at hand to support. Okay, so I will provide the contact information as I also attach their recording there. So on Monday, we will move into the use of into creating multimedia. How do we create educational multimedia? Okay, so we will be looking at different types of multimedia which you can create for your online course. Majorly, we will be looking at one called pencasting. We're looking at another one called screencasting. We'll also be looking at another one which is called talking head. And we'll also be looking at what we call voice over PowerPoint. I know some of us have been developing multimedia resources for our courses. We are experienced in it. But for this season, we are introducing a software known as OBS Studio. OBS Studio is an open source software that allows you to be able to develop screencasting, voice over PowerPoint, and pencasting recordings. So let me just put the link to the OBS Studio so you can install it on your computer. Then we will be able to go through how to use it on Monday. So let me just share the OBS Studio link. Because what we are looking at improving our courses. So just apart from putting the PDF attachments and notes, we want to add value to our courses by adding multimedia components. So on Monday, we will be looking at various types of multimedia we can create for our online course. And we can be able to see how we can use the OBS Studio to create some of this. I'm sure for us of interest would be screencasting, because we teach software development, we teach students how to be able to carry out certain tasks using certain applications. So the screencasting one would be of great interest to us. So we're going to see how we can be able to create that using the OBS Studio. So I'm just getting the link for just 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to share the link and a video on how to access it on our School of Computing virtual space. So at that point, I would like to welcome our school champion. He's called George Omwono. Maybe you can have some remarks before we close. Then you can hand it over to the dean.
Before you close, I had a question, yeah?
Yes, Lily.
I have understood the other side that whatever we get from online is supposed to be something that can be modified and shareable, yeah? But in essence, you're telling us also whatever we create as the lecturers, it is something that has the open access rights. Should be, because the students are going to be sharing them wherever, we cannot protect that. So that means all our notes, all our exercises, assignments, the students can share outside. That's what I get from this.
Yes, yes.
So whatever we create is something that we allow to be shared.
Yes, and then we will be guided on the license. The discussions about the Masen University content licenses are ongoing. So I know communication will come from the Office of the Director, Office of the DVC ASA to the deans. So further communication will be given to us regarding the licenses that will be applied to our content. So George, you can take it over, then welcome the dean for remarks. George Omwono.
Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, you can go ahead, make some remarks and welcome the dean.
Yeah, thank you for the good presentation, Barbara. I think it was a good ice-breaking session, at least for some of us who have not participated on eCampus activities. Like our brothers from the Department of Computer Science, most of them, I think, are new to this platform. So, Dean, feel welcome and talk to your people.
Thanks a lot, George. Hello?
Hello, yes. Yeah,
thanks a lot. Now, are you getting me? Hello?
Yes, I am getting you, Dean.
Oh, it's okay. Now, yeah. I want to make one thing. First of all, let me thank all the staff who have logged in for creating their time and taking this very important activity. To also thank the facilitators, particularly Barbara, for also taking our time to take us through take us through the training that we have just undergone. Now, first of all, I want to make one thing clear. Mr. George Omwono is the school coordinator, eCampus coordinator. On the other hand, he has also been acting as the school champion, but with effect from today, Mr. Dongo from Computer Science will be the champion, while Mr. Omwono will remain as the coordinator for the eCampus. So, I wanted to ask Barbara this question. Barbara, you are getting me? Hello? Barbara,
yes,
are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yes. Now, Monday was supposed to be for pedagogical training, yes?
Yes, it was.
And now you have said they have already uploaded what they are supposed to have used for training. So it means they themselves will not carry out the training. No, so
Yes, I'll share the recording of the session that they recorded. Yeah?
yes. Then you are to come on Tuesday, isn't it?
Yes.
Now Monday there is also Senate.
Okay.
So would you still prefer that the Monday training goes on? Because the Senate will be at 9. Won't you be participating in helping Senate, whatever, meeting?
Yes. So we meet again on Tuesday. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, I'm suggesting if it may not bring some inconvenience, then we can have a meeting on Tuesday instead of Monday.
It's okay. We can meet
So
again.
that Monday the staff themselves can go through all that pedagogical training on their own. They can go through the videos and all that.
Okay.
But anyway, they don't wait until Monday because the material is already uploaded, so they can look at it even today, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so we are agreeing next meeting will be on Tuesday, same time 7.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, so then that will be great. So now I will also ask the lecturers to start on the development immediately and more so concentrate on first semester first. And what is more or less likely to happen, we'll have the first years come in September if only things would have been good or the plans go as maybe being anticipated. So meaning the first year courses should be ready to give first priority first semester, first year. And I think the CODs should ensure that all first year courses are loaded to our regular staff. So before we look for any part-timer, we are supposed to have exhausted the regular staff. So if there are some first year courses still hanging, you can even take away the loading for other courses from lecturers and give the first year. So meaning we need to do reloading if only it is necessary, so that we are not left behind. And I remember we are expected by 14th of August to develop the e-content according to what we agreed with Barbara, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so lecturers, fellow colleagues, we don't have time. So let us take this one very seriously and work on it. Let's develop the e-content so that we are ready. Immediately we are given the green light to go ahead and open. That is what is going to happen. And the Senate is meeting on Monday, and I think what I'm talking about is more or less what is going to be discussed. So from Monday, we'll have a direction. Otherwise, I thank everybody. Always please ensure you prepare login early enough so that you don't struggle the very, very day to ensure that you know your passwords and the rest early enough whenever we have any other meeting. Otherwise, as a school, we are also going to have virtual meetings very soon on the same. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks the Barbara and the team, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dean. And so I'm about to end the meeting. And thank you so much. Professor is noting we had almost 100% attendance. Thank you so much. So we'll see you on Tuesday, the same place, the Dean's virtual meeting room.
Thank you, Barbara.
And for Solomon, you missed out, but you not really missed out a lot. I will share the recordings for you to be able to follow what you may have missed out during the meeting.
Barbara, before you leave.
Yes, George?
Yeah, I just wanted to find out, have you already uploaded the video for Monday, or you are going to?
I'm going to upload it. Yeah, in the course of the day, you should have all the videos.
Okay, can you also maybe just give a chance to our two HODs to just greet the meeting? That is Mr. Lwala and Dr. Mohammed.
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Lwala, please. Mr. Luala? Okay, Dr. Mohammed?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, team, for availing yourself for this important exercise. And thank you, Barbara, on a very clear presentation. We hope that this will guide us in doing what we're supposed to do and beat the deadline of 14th August. For the rest of the team, I think you've heard what the Dean has said. We are going to do reloading so that we cover year one courses. That is year one, both common unit and Department of IT units, before we can allocate other courses. That means if the loading is not enough in main campus, we'll extend that to Kisumu, which will be treated as the regular load. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, so bye everyone. I'm stopping the meeting now. I'm ending the meeting.